So, good morning to all. Today I am explaining a very important cell organelle, endoplasmic reticulum. It is a network of membrane bound structures. It includes cavities, vesicles, and tubules. It is a network of membrane structure. So it distributed throughout the cytoplasm. So it exists in between the nucleus and nuclear membrane and plasma membrane. So like the skeletal system of our body. Hence the endoplasmic reticulum is called as a cytoskeleton of the body. So it was first observed by Garnier in 1897, but the term endoplasmic reticulum was proposed by Porter according to the existence of this cell organelle. Because why the Porter gave this name to this cell organelle? This cell organelle is mainly exist in the endoplasm of the cytoplasm, and also it is a reticular structure, reticulum like structure. It distributed throughout the cytoplasm like a network. Hence the Porter gave to this cell these cell organelles as endoplasmic reticulum. D. Robertis, Nowinski and Sayce called this as cytoplasmic vacuolar system. It means the endoplasmic reticulum is a tubular structure. It is a vacuole. Inside the tubules contains a hollow space. So through this hollow space, the substances are passed one place to the another place. That means the endoplasmic reticulum transfers the material from one place to the another place, like our circulatory system. Hence the Robertis, Nowinski and Sayce called this as a cytoplasmic vacuolar system. So this is the presence of endoplasmic reticulum in cytoplasm. So the red color is the nucleolus. The nucleus present in the nucleus. It is a black color point. Nucleus. It is a nuclear pore. This is the endoplasmic reticulum. This is also endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So this part is a plasma membrane. Here this endoplasmic reticulum distribute in between the nucleus or nuclear membrane and the plasma membrane. The endoplasmic reticulum present in which cells? Almost all the cells present in endoplasmic reticulum, but is it especially absent in the eggs, embryonic cells, red blood cells and bacteria. But it is highly developed in the cells which are actively participated in the protein synthesis. So what are the forms of endoplasmic reticulum? So the endoplasmic reticulum consists of three main components, that they are cisternae, vesicles and tubules. So cisternae are the long, flattened, unbranched sac-like structures. They are arranged in parallel bundles. Their diameter is 40 to 50 millimicrons. They contain ribosomes on their surface. So they having the rough nature. They are found in secretory cells. Vesicles. So these are round or ovoidal structures. Their diameter is 25 to 500 millimicrons. They are abundant in pancreatic cells. They found at the end of cisternae and tubules. So many vesicles are left free in the cytoplasm. So these vesicles are called as these lysosomes. Another the microbodies also. Another tubules. These are the smooth walled structures. Smooth walled structures because they do not possess the ribosomes on their surface, but they are highly branched tubular spaces having diverse forms. Their diameter is 50 to 100 millimicrons. They are normally occur in non-secretory cells, for example striated muscle cells. So they arise from the cisternae. So these are the three forms of endoplasmic reticulum. One is the cisternae. So these cisternae are the flattened sacs, and they are arranged in a parallel structures. So these cisternae having small diameter is called as, that is the 40 to 50 millimicrons. So they contain the ribosomes. They contain the ribosomes on their surface part. Hence they are having the rough nature. They are present in the secretory cells. Second one is vesicles. So vesicles are small or large sac-like structures. These are having the 50 to 500 millimicrons in size. They contain the secretory products. Maximum they are scattered freely in the cytoplasm. Another one is tubules. So these are the tubules. They do not possess any ribosomes on their surface part. They are having the smooth surfaces, or they are highly branched. They are present in the non-secretory cells. They are having the 50 to 100 millimicrons. The endoplasmic reticulum membrane is a trilaminar membrane like that of the other cell membranes. It contains the proteins and lipids. The thickness of this membrane is 50 to 80 Armstrongs. So it continues with the plasma membrane, Golgi membrane, and nuclear membrane. So according to this nature, the Nowinski proposed a hypothesis called as a Gerl hypothesis. According to this states the Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, and lysosomes have contained a great relationship along with these cell organelles. Okay. So according to Gerl hypothesis, that these three organelles having the great relationship among them. So another one is the types. The endoplasmic reticulum is two types. One is the granular or rough endoplasmic reticulum. Second one is agranular or smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So mainly the ER is classified into two types basing on the occurrence of ribosomes on their surface part. So there is a differences between these two types of endoplasmic reticulum. So rough endoplasmic reticulum contains the ribosomes on their surface part, but these are absent in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So, due to the presence of ribosomes on the surface part of the ER, it is rough in nature. But in smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they do not possess the ribosomes, hence the surface part is smooth. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is mainly present in the actively participated in protein synthesis cells. But the smooth endoplasmic reticulum mainly occurs in the cells which are participated in the synthesis of steroid hormones. Steroid hormones are fat hormones. So, these smooth endoplasmic reticulum is mainly present in the sex cells. So, testes, another ovaries, another adrenal cortex. So, these are the two forms of endoplasmic reticulum. So, one is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, another one is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic present in retinal cells is called as myeloid bodies. The eyes of the retinal cells, the retinal pigment cells, contains the endoplasmic reticulum. It involves in the synthesis of retinal pigment, that is called as the rhodopsin. ER present in muscle cells is called as sarcoplasmic reticulum. The sarcoplasmic reticulum have great importance in the muscle contraction. In the sarcoplasmic reticulum contains the or preserves the calcium ions, and at the time of muscle contraction, it releases the calcium ions into the sarcoplasm. So, what is the chemical composition of this endoplasmic reticulum? Generally, the endoplasmic reticulum is composed of lipoproteins. The lipids are phospholipids, inositol, lecithin, cephalin, etc. Proteins. Most of the proteins are in the form of enzymes such as stearases, NADH cytochrome C reductase, NADH diphosphorase, glucose 6-phosphatase, and magnesium activated ATPase. A rough endoplasmic reticulum is composed of mainly RNA. It is combined with proteins. About 25% of RNA is associated with ER. So, about 25% of RNA is associated with endoplasmic reticulum. So, origin of endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is formed from the ground substances of hyaloplasm. It may originate as the infoldings of plasma membrane. That means there are many scientists proposed different types of the so there are several theories have been forwarded for the explanation of this origin of endoplasmic reticulum, but the exact nature of this origin of endoplasmic reticulum now it has not been clearly known, but there are some theories have explained the origin of endoplasmic reticulum. First of all, it has been originated from the ground substance of a hyaloplasm. According to Palade, the endoplasmic reticulum originated from the plasma membrane by infoldings. According to Gay and Rayburn, the endoplasmic reticulum forms from the nuclear membrane through the formation of annulate lamellae. So here the diagram represents the formation of endoplasmic reticulum through the nuclear membrane. So this from the nuclear membrane, a small finger-like projections formed after some time. These are pinched off from the nuclear membrane. So these small vesicles budded up from the nuclear membrane. After some time, they are formed as long tube-like structures called as this cisternae. Some of the rows of vesicles fuse together and to form cisternae. And in between these cisternae, the matrix materials become associated and form as pores. So the matrix materials associated with the pores and to form annulus. Later, the cisternae and annulus are combinedly unite together and form as endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the information given by Gay and Raban from the nuclear membrane. The endoplasmic reticulum is formed. Functions of endoplasmic reticulum. So due to the distribution of endoplasmic reticulum throughout the cytoplasm, it gives mechanical support to the cell. Hence it is called as a cytoskeleton. Another one is transport. It acts as a kind of circulatory system. So it involved in the import and intracellular circulation of the various substances. So like our circulatory system, the endoplasmic reticulum also circulate the materials in the cells. Another one is the membrane flow. So ions and particles are transported into the cell or outside the cell through membranous structures. So త్వచ సహిత కణాంగాల ద్వారా నిర్మాణాల ద్వారా పదార్థాలు ప్రయాణం చేయడాన్ని మెంబ్రేన్ ఫ్లో అని చెప్తారు. సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి, సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ synthesized in the nucleus the substances synthesized in the nucleus, then they are passed out via the nuclear pore and they are reached into this endoplasmic reticulum. From this endoplasmic reticulum, buds they are pinched off into a small vesicles. So these vesicles are fused to the Golgi complex. Then Golgi complex concentrate these substances and releases into the small vesicle-like structure. They are called as secretory vesicles, and also it may called as lysosomes. Then these lysosomes moves towards the plasma membrane and they passed out the material. So here the materials or substances synthesized inside the nucleus, they are transported via the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, secretory vesicles and plasma membrane. Okay. So substances synthesized in nucleus and nuclear membrane, pores, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, plasma membrane and outside. Another one is protein synthesis. Generally the ribosomes involved in the protein synthesis. They are called as protein factories. But the ribosomes attached on the endoplasmic reticulum is more efficient in protein synthesis. The ER collected the proteins which are synthesized in the ribosomes and processed and transports them. Okay, the ER does not involved in the synthesis of proteins. Only the endoplasmic reticulum processed and transports the synthesized proteins. They collect, process and transport the synthesized proteins. Here the ribosomes attached on the surface part of the endoplasmic reticulum. These ribosomes are also combines with the mRNA. So the synthesized protein is present in the lumen of the ER. Formation of microbodies. The endoplasmic produces mainly the two types of small vesicular structures are called as microbodies. So these microbodies are of two types. One is peroxisome, another one is glioxysomes. Generally the peroxisomes are present in these animal cells, glioxysomes are present in the plant cells. So glioxysome is the another name for the peroxisome. In what is the importance of this peroxisome? The peroxisome contains the enzyme peroxidases. These peroxidases lyses the toxic substances, especially the hydrogen peroxide, into hydrogen and oxygen. So the cells free from the toxic components. During the phagocytosis of these pathogens like that of the virus and the bacteria, these toxic substances was released in the cells. So this hydrogen peroxide is degraded or destructed by the activity of these peroxisomes. Another one is the glioxysomes. These are present in the plant cells. They preserve the fats. Synthesis of cholesterol and steroid hormones. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum involves in the synthesis of steroid hormones. There is the male and female hormones are steroid hormones. They are synthesized in the testis, ovary and adrenal cortex. Another one is glycosylation. Glycosylation means addition of carbohydrate units. It's called as glycosylation. It leads to the formation of glycoproteins, glycolipids, glycogen and mucopolysaccharides. So when the carbohydrates combined with the protein, it is called as glycoprotein. When a carbohydrate combines with the lipid, is called as glycolipids. Or the carbohydrates combines with the same carbohydrate, finally it forms as the glycogen. Mucopolysaccharide also contains the amino acids and lipids also. So it is catalyzed by an enzyme called as the glycosyl transferase. So this is the process of glycosylation. So in this diagram, the ribosomes synthesized the protein molecule. So this protein molecule present inside the lumen of endoplasmic reticulum. This endoplasmic reticulum contains the glycosyl transferase enzyme. It initiates the it motivates the adding of carbohydrate units to the proteins. Hence, this is the protein. So this is the protein molecule. So this is the carbohydrate. This is the carbohydrate molecule. Finally, it is formed as glycoprotein. Okay. So the glycosylation process occurred inside the lumen of endoplasmic reticulum. It is catalyzed by the enzyme glycosyl transferase. Another is detoxification. Detoxification refers to the reduces the toxic character of these toxic substances, such as the metabolic waste like fatty acids, bile salts, steroids, and heme, and some of the medicines also, aspirin like medicine. Okay, so detoxification refers to the reduction of toxic property of the chemical substances, either by the drugs or by the pollutants and metabolic waste. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum involved in this process, it is most important. So it generally the detoxification process occurs in the liver cells. So this detoxification process includes oxidation, reduction, hydrolysis, and conjugation to soluble molecules. Another is glycogenolysis. The breakdown of glycogen into glucose is called as glycogenolysis. Okay, simply breakdown of glycogen is called as glycogenolysis. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum involves in this process. The enzyme NADH diaphrase glucose 6-phosphatase involved in this process. It occurs in mainly fasting animals. Generally, the blood contains 1 mg per 1 ml glucose. If the amount of glucose level is low in the blood, immediately the glycogen converts into the glucose and improves the amount of glucose into the blood by glycogenolysis. So this process mainly occurs in the fasting period. Here the enzyme glucose 6-phosphatase involved. Okay. The other one is formation of cell organelles. The Golgi complex, lysosomes, and vacuoles are all formed from the endoplasmic reticulum. Calcium storage. The sarcoplasmic reticulum present in the muscle cells involved in muscle contraction because due to the preserve of this calcium ions. Okay, the sarcoplasmic reticulum preserves the calcium ions. So during the muscle contraction, it releases the calcium ions into the sarcoplasm. These attach to the actin and actomyosin complexes. Okay, so these are the structure and functions of endoplasmic reticulum. Thank you.